We're here today to bring you a bit about the Revit Technology Conference that happened recently at in Melbourne, this RTC 2014, and we're hoping to bring a bit of that to you here tonight. I've got about a half hour to run through basically 3 days worth of workshops. So I did bring a couple of souvenirs. Basically, if you go to RTC, you get a beautiful bag like this. It's a wonderful little laptop bag, and of course you get your delegate badge as well. So that's one thing. I did pick up a couple of other things from different companies while I was there. I'll show you that as well. But yeah, first up, I'm going to talk about May 2044, so 30 years from now. This was a wonderful little presentation by who was it? Josh Lowe and Mike Whaley, and they presented it quite well. I'll introduce them to them here. Here we are. I'm just this is Mike and his lovely wife Anne, and there I am wearing the tourist hat, which is the company they own, and that was at the gala dinner on the last night. Here is one of Josh. Oops. Let's try again. Here we finally got that working. Here's young Josh. So yeah, lovely people. Lovely to be in an area, in a place like that where there are sort of so many like-minded people. I thoroughly enjoyed it. What he did for me was to basically affirm what I teach at RTC, that we are on the right track with what we teach. We're up to date with our technology. Basically, just about everything I heard, my class had already either seen because I've introduced it to them already, or it's or it's part of the course anyway. Like Navisworks and all the latest BIM 360 software, BIM Field, and all that sort of stuff. So all of that is what we cover, which is great. Now I'll just get on with this here because we do have a lot to cover and not much time. So basically, we have they start off talking about. But first of all, they did a bit of a disclaimer, and that's an interesting one to watch. I'll just try this again. Here we are, the disclaimer. That was very interesting. Basically, what it says, what are you about to hear is, don't make any decisions on just, or believe what we're saying, basically. And at the end of it, just to show their humour, obviously you must not have found a better class to attend to if you're sitting here listening to this sort of stuff. So that was interesting. Now, yeah, this is the futuristic thing, Melbourne 2044 perhaps. The Flintstones, yes, they started off talking about we're going to have driverless cars, and by then, and sort of putting into perspective as to how technology is going to move forward. Yeah, we'll discuss a few of these things later on. How the phone moved on to this, the super fast internet, how the computers have developed, and robots will be in as they're already in. BIM 2014, what we do now, well, we'll do this sort of stuff. We can already do a lot of this sort of work where we automatically might embed cables in the ground and things like that. Crash detections and so on and so forth. What else is there? Let's just have a bit of a look here. Quadcopters are in already. They'll be improved in the future. And let's see. 3D printing happening. 2014. This is construction site basically. Mess everywhere. Dangerous markups by hand a lot of the time already. Still, transportation. This is how it happens. As you can see, work practices not the best. And in the future, we'll be able to build intergalactically, basically on the Moon or Mars, because it would have mastered 3D printing, and there's some more stuff like that. This is how construction will happen in the future. It will be basically manufactured off-site and just come along and dropped on-site just in time. Nothing will be sort of left in storage whilst it's time to install it. It will just come as it's required on-site and just dropped in. Sure, that is 3D printing. Housing is already happening, of course. The Chinese have mastered that quite well. They're leading the pack there. And we've got specialty tools. We're going to have excavators that work 24/7. There's no cabin in this one in theory because it's all remotely programmed to do its work. And it doesn't matter if it rains or shines or night or day. What else? More robots who have take part in building, and as you can see from there, you can build accurate and complex structures like that. And we're also heading towards stuff that can be built without any glue or fixings as such. That's coming as well in a later class that I've taken there. Alright, so the other thing is, here you go, some more quadcopters dropping stuff in. Google Glass will play a big part in avoiding dangers on site and things like that, and being able to warn you as you sort of approaching, for example, a pit. He says here, warning, open pit nearby, and there it is there. So being able to see at night a lot better with enhanced vision. It might look like this at night rather than the slide before, and you'll be able to beam yourself on site to have an inspection rather than in holographic sense, rather than having to go there in person. Laser scanning will improve, and we're going to use a lot more of that. And of course, tradespeople, yes, there will be tradespeople on site, but not your usual carpenters and that sort of stuff. There'll be people with the programming machines or robots, databases and whatever else. So that's pretty much here we're about here now. 2015 will be surpassing the mouse's brain. By 2023 it says here, but by 2044 will surpass the human brain in intelligence through computer power. What else have we got? Back this way. So that's the guys that presented that from Truris. I'll just run through my notes, make sure there's nothing there that we missed, and keep going. So let's just blow that up a bit. All right, so just a bit of a recap here. What do we do now? Well, we use BIM to automatically install things like electrical cables, for example, by embedding them automatically into the schedule, and then then automatically onto the site. This is already happening. Automated wall layout by robots from the BIM, Building Information Modeling. Quadcopters will automatically go pick up pieces of wall to and assemble them. 3D printing will improve, similar to the Chinese concrete house. We talked about that. BIM will make us more sustainable, as there will be less wastage, less to ship, and therefore less fuel and less packaging. Into 2044, BIM will become the source of communication, etc. We'll be able to build intergalactically. We mentioned that because it would have mastered 3D printing. Job sites will have material delivered prefabricated by hovercraft, as well as have anything you need printed on site. We'll be able to print a reinforcement bar on site and in place. No paper drawings anymore. Holographic site visits. Excavators will have no cabins, will be driverless. Inversion copters which pull air upwards will become available, therefore, and there's less dust on site. Laser scanners will move around in copters. Google Tango will allow you to walk through a space and laser scan it. Google Glass will be able to give you up to the minute warnings as you walk around the site, like the slide we saw before. 3D animations of assemblies or details. Therefore, multilingual sites will be easier. Multilingual. That's on a multilingual site. English won't be a problem because workers will be able to look at the videos. CNC cutting, computer numeric control, drywall materials. All right, they'll be cut by CNC and delivered on site. Saves on materials wastage. Basically, no carpenters, etc., will be needed in the future. To make this change, you will need this to happen. Integrated system and integrated team. Integrated project delivery, in other words. You might have heard of the term IPD. No duplications of BIM. One contract, and more about that if we get to it, hopefully. One contract will be signed by the architect and the builder. We need to change the construction process. Bidding will not be necessary, as estimating will not be required. Just have to calculate the costs, basically. Process payments, progress payments processed, we'll have to change, and the verification process of whether something's being completed will be shortcut, fast tracked, because in theory we know what we're doing at any one moment on the site. This can be processed overnight, and progress payment can be done daily rather than monthly. QR codes will be obsolete because of object recognition. In 2015, we will surpass the brain power of a mouse, and in 2045, we will surpass the power of a human being. All right, and so that was the 30 years from now presentation.